to be trained then? He is the chosen one. You must see it.
Hello there. Welcome to Tales from Peridia, episode I kind of don't remember because I'm recording this in advance. Today, we've got one of the best Australian YouTubers known to the Star Wars community. Sometimes likes to cause controversial stuff in the comments. We've got Commander Jesse, the first ever time traveler, too, gotta say.
Time traveler.
Well, you're like, how many hours ahead is Australia from here?
We are, so it is currently pretty well 10:30 at night Saturday. So you're what, Saturday morning?
Yeah, it's almost 9 o'clock Sunday or Saturday morning.
Yeah, nothing exciting happens today, so you'll be right.
But yeah, so I'm extremely excited. I'm a little nervous because this man has a lot of subscribers on YouTube, a little over 1,000, and I haven't had anybody on the podcast with it like that. I don't really remember how I came across your page. I think it just came across like my Instagram reels, and I might have just followed just because of the name at the time.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie with you. I thought it was just like a Clone Trooper fan page, and then turns out it's not.
Yeah, I was trying to come up with when I first started YouTube, I was trying to come up with a name, and I was like, "Oh, my name's Jesse. It's pretty cool. There's someone in Star Wars that's got the same name. We'll roll with that for now." Go with that.
Kind of like the solo name being given to him.
Yeah, literally, yeah. No, I'm trying to think. I think you might have. I think and then you started DMing me, sending me all these reels and that. I was like, this guy's cool. So we just kept sending reels and stuff like that.
Yeah, for anybody,
I think that's how it started. Yeah.
For anybody who doesn't know, I can tend to be a bit annoying and send like 50 million reels at like once because I have nothing better to do.
It's always good. I'll go on my break at work or something, and I'll just see like reel, and I'll go through them like, nah, they're quality reels though. They're not bad reels, so I love it.
Well, that's all I follow is top tier content. So
why do you follow me then?
Because it's top tier content. At least somebody agrees with me that May should have at least struggled with the damn, or OSHA, whichever one bled the damn. Good Lord, I can't ever remember which twin did what because I didn't care about them at all in that show, bro.
Yeah, that was one of the things, for two main characters, you'd think I'd try and, make the audience connect with them a little bit more. I'm sure some people did, but by the sounds of it, the majority did not. That seems to be one of the recurring themes. Is a lot of people saying, "I just do not give a damn about these twins."
Well, dude, you got to remember this is a show about the Sith. What
we
Sith
didn't get much of?
We got a 2-second clip of Plagueis, which, granted, was cool, and I'm glad. I agree with everybody. I'm glad they kept him immune, whichever it's pronounced.
Yep.
But like, come on, man, utilize him better. Don't give me the MCU shot like at the very end, like.
Yeah, no, I think
as he is, it wasn't a big Thanos buildup.
No, I think if they do get a season 2, that gives them a storyline to go on with. Because I don't think if there is a season 2, I highly doubt. I just don't see how you're going to see much of the Jedi appear in a season 2. So yeah, because that was one of the things when this show got announced back in December 2020 with like the Kenobi show, Ahsoka, and all that sort of stuff. Besides like the obvious ones, this was one that really stuck out to me because I was like a huge fan of the theme. Like, I'd love to delve into the Sith a lot more. And so that was one of the themes I was really looking forward to. But like looking back at the 8 episodes, what did we really get? What did we really get of the Sith?
What was that?
Like, what did we really get of the Sith?
Well, I learned that I guess all it takes is you need to own a red lightsaber and you're a Sith.
There was some very confusing confusing thing. I'm still left because I read the Leslie Headland interview that was almost a little bit of damage control, I think, after episode 7. And
I think everybody
she,
read that article.
yeah. And one of the things she said was like, we're not going to leave a lot of questions unanswered, sort of thing. Like, there'll be storylines there to go on within a season 2, for example. I suppose like a Plagueis appearance, but a lot of questions will be answered. So I was like, cool. And then season 8, sorry, episode 8. After episode 8, I'm still left with a lot of questions. Like, what the hell was that?
Bro, I don't know if you saw my damn breakdown and review
Yeah,
of
yeah.
episode 8. I had the literal realization of just like how old is Plagueis, man? Like, how is this the event that caused the Force to, rebel and give us Anakin? Like, is Anakin no longer 9 years old in the Phantom Menace? Like,
I don't
what's going on, bro?
I think I don't know what Leslie's going for exactly. All I sort of got out of that scene is I really, really hope that those two aren't like the inspiration for Plagueis to start diving into, manipulating the Force to create people and that, because we still don't. That's one of the main questions. We still don't actually know how these twins were made. We know they were one person and they've split into two somehow. The closest we got was Soul saying, I think they were made with the Force, which annoyed the absolute crap out of me because that's Anakin's thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, like that's one of the, and what happened to like Mother Coral? Like, because like what happened to her? She
Well,
possessed the Narca,
obviously,
and
she
then
turned
the connection
into
was severed.
Dementor smoke.
Yeah, well, that was literally my first thought when they first started doing that. I was like, Dementor.
My first thought when it happened was, oh shit, she turned into Voldemort. I wish I had been recording that reaction, which
Oh man.
I wish I could actually upload my initial reaction to the episode because,
Yeah.
I don't see how everybody else is able to upload their exact same type of video, but, my entire video gets blocked. Like, okay, if you want me to edit out a little bit of things, that's fine, but they literally chunk it like, 000 to like 21. And I'm like,
Oh my lord.
that's
That's
the
nuts.
whole video, dude.
Only time I've had something like that happen from memory was with Tales of the what was it? Tales of the Sith? Tales of the Empire. I had one little bit I think from the Morgan Elsbeth episodes. I had to cut out for some reason. But yeah, other than that, absolutely no idea why they were doing you like that, but that was filthy.
Bro, what's bad is like I even re-edited the video, like the parts that I remembered that it told me that I needed to change or edit. I
Yeah.
changed it to like a black and white filter, like made the actual show like so small you could you could see what was going on,
Yeah.
but like it was kind of looked like our little things on the screen right now. And
Yeah.
I put pictures up on the screen, like when I pause the video, like kind of blocking the picture while I'm talking.
Yeah.
I'm just like, well, what else do you want me to do?
That's
But
nuts.
it's probably because I talk a lot of shit about Disney. So
I did notice that Theory's reaction to like some trailers a while ago were getting demonetized the other day. So I don't know what's been going on there, but
they're attacking us, bro. They're trying to silence us. But what they don't know is my initial reaction to the episode was like, "Yo, this is cool. This is
yeah,
great."
yeah. Well, that was me after episode 1 and 2. I was very I was intrigued. I was wanting to see more.
Dude,
And
that's
then
interesting. The first 2 episodes absolutely bored the hell out of me. I
did they? Yeah,
absolutely dreaded having to rewatch them to break them
yeah.
down.
Okay, okay. But then obviously episode 3 happened, and
Yeah, you spoiled
that
that one
sort of
for me.
that sort of started the path of this sort of downhill descent. Episode 5 was cool. I thought overall that was probably the best choreography we've had since, or in the Disney era at least.
Yeah.
And unless you count like the mocap from Ahsoka and Maul in season 7 of the Clone Wars. But yeah, other than like choreography was really good. But still miles off what we got in the prequels with Nick Gillard. He's the GOAT. Yeah, other than that, there was I think I could sort of see, like, I appreciate them trying to dive into lore and things like that. But I think the writing in that was, yeah, just real.
I think they delved into the wrong bits of lore.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I mean. Like, I appreciate I can appreciate the attempts. Um,
Like, cool,
but
yeah, they brought Cortosis into live action,
yeah,
but like
yeah,
you
no, that
gave
was cool.
us you basically rewrote the Phantom Menace. Like it
That was one of my biggest complaints, especially after episode 7. Yeah, that's what, like, obviously we're probably pretty similar ages, both growing up with the prequels, I'm assuming. And yeah, obviously, like, we probably know them like the back of our hand. Like, we probably would have rewatched them a ton of times. And yeah, it does feel like it was rewriting a bit of the Phantom Menace to me, almost. Like, it
yeah,
did feel
not
like, if
feeling
you,
like
yeah, it feels like you would look at it a little bit differently, especially, like, the Kiadi Mundi line and things like that. Like, it does change a lot of it.
well,
I just say,
Kiadi
yeah,
Mundi, I'm indifferent about him being
yeah,
in it just because one, he only showed up in the one scene. He didn't never witnessed the Red Blades, so
no,
I
no,
guess
exactly,
they covered their asses for that, but they could have literally used any other Jedi.
yeah.
And I heard that they wanted Yoda to be in that scene, the
Mm.
scene where they're talking about hiding it from the High Council, and you want Yoda to be in
Yeah,
that scene.
that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. Well, I'm obviously glad that didn't happen, because I think that would have turned a lot more people in a lot more intense way if they decided to put Yoda in there for some reason, because that would have just been ridiculous.
Shoot, I got a theory that Dave Filoni wasn't allowed to be anywhere near this project to, tell them no, you can't do this except for Yoda.
Yeah, well, it was already made, obviously, and done by the time he got this new gig with Lucasfilm as chief creative officer, or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Um, so obviously,
Oh,
yeah,
was the
it
show
was.
it was finished prior to that?
Yeah, yeah, it would have been, because he only got it a bit after the Ahsoka series, so it would have been
That
edited and
makes a
done by then.
lot more sense.
I've heard, yeah, because I've heard Leslie say things like she spoke to Dave and that, but I've heard from, like, I've seen interviews that with other people when, like Deborah Chow and that with the Kenobi series, like, she said she spoke to Dave, and Dave sort of just gives her advice on, like, uh the general way, not specific lore stuff or anything, just, like, the general way to go about creating something Star Wars pretty well. There's nothing like super specific or anything in the lore, because that's that Pablo Hidalgo's job.
Yeah, she talked a lot about Pablo Hidalgo signing off on a
Mm,
lot of stuff.
yeah,
I
yeah,
also saw that she went to Dave for to talk about the witches, and she was like, "Hey, I want to make them night sister." This isn't obviously not word for word what was in the article, but
yeah, yeah,
essentially
yeah.
it's like, "Hey, Dave, can these witches I want in my show to be the night sisters?" And he was like, "No, no, they could be witches, but they are not night sisters. Like, no, that's not happening."
Good boy, Dave. Thank you, Dave. Thank you, Dave.
Now, if only he would have said no to a lot of shit in this show.
Yeah, I do wonder how different it would have been if it was made while Dave was, yeah, chief creative officer or something like that. I think it could have been, yeah, a lot different. A lot
See,
different.
I feel like I kind of wanted the show to, even if like if the High Council did find out or the Jedi did see the red blade and go back, I wanted the show to kind of be like Plagueis telling this as a story to
Oh,
Palpatine,
okay. Yep.
that
Yep.
leading into that. But if they're gonna do Plagueis now, since they already introduced him, just don't even attach it to this show. Just work with James Luceno and give us a Plagueis show or a movie. Like it's not that hard, but we know
Yeah.
they're gonna make it hard.
Yeah. Well, yeah, she did say the other week she does want to, even if it's not the Acolyte, she does want to do, like, just a Plagueis show.
Yeah, and unfortunately, it's
Be
gonna be
interesting.
messy. What does
It
she
would be.
mean by messy, man?
I don't know, man.
Messy
I don't know.
writing, messy like gory, like would Plagueis be the first R-rated Disney Star Wars thing we get?
That'd be
That'd
pretty
be pretty
nuts.
cool.
That'd be pretty nuts. That'd be pretty nice.
But
I want a Vader. I want a Vader R18 show. Give me that.
you said you wanted a Vader what?
A Vader R18 show. Give me that. Give me that.
Hey, buddy, I want Anakin deserves his own show. The entire first 6 movies is a show.
The entire saga's your show.
Yeah, but I can't get enough of Anakin and Vader. Like an
Oh,
R-rated
yeah.
Vader movie or show, especially after seeing him in Episode 3 of Kenobi.
Dude,
Bro.
I replayed that a million times leading up to episode 4. That I remember I even because I was just showing it to anyone that would like listen to me. I was showing it to people at work. I was like, you have to see this. Because I got a few of them to like that hadn't even watched Star Wars. I got a few of them into it. They came up to me and said, "Look, I watched Star Wars purely just because of how you talk about it. You obviously love it that much." They're like, "I watched it," and they're like, "I can see why." I was like, "They're like, I'm not gonna like rewatch it like you, but I can see why you love it so much." And so I was going up to her, I was like, "Please just watch this quick hallway scene." And you got Vader, yeah, just going nuts on the dad, and then the kid, and then the old lady, and yeah, I was like, I remember I even showed it, or I came home from work one night, I showed it to my parents, and they just saw my face, just like smiling, like the widest smile, like a Joker smile almost. And they're like, should we be worried about your mental state? I was like, no. I was like, you don't understand. I was like, you don't understand.
Bro, when the second he snapped that kid's neck, I was like, no fucking way. Disney just did this.
Yeah. Yeah. Now that
Like,
was insane.
Disney, come on, man. When you hit, you hit. I don't know why they can't keep the momentum going.
Yeah. No, it was insane. Have you seen my tattoo from episode 6 of the Kenobi series, the Vader broken mask scene?
I don't think so.
I'll see if I can get a decent angle of it on camera.
Oh shit.
There's a better video of it on my Instagram. I think it's one of my pin posts, but yeah, like that broken mask scene was like that had me in tears, dude. That exchange the first time, I was like, oh my god,
dude. I'm not gonna lie, I did not like Kenobi
yeah,
at
no,
all.
I understand. Yeah,
dropped. Like I tried like 4 times to watch the first episode, and I would always get to when Reva was like interrogating Owen.
Oh yeah,
I could just not get past it. Like it was so boring to me. And then like I just forced myself to like sit down and binge it once it finished. And I'm glad I did because there was a lot of good shit. Especially with Vader and Kenobi. I don't like certain things that they did to get Vader and Kenobi to meet, but you know, I didn't write it.
Yeah, that's the like Kenobi's one of my it'd be top 3 top 3 Disney projects for me. I understand why people don't like it, and some of the I completely agree there were problems with it, but just having Hayden and Ewan back, like, just did it for me. Like, they're the 2 dudes, like, you know, you grow up with. I rewatched that 100 million billion times, and yeah, having those 2 back, Kenobi series is definitely top 3, probably top 2, probably. But, I absolutely loved it.
Shit, we've rambled on for already 18 minutes. I didn't even get to the damn questions that I wanted to ask yet.
Brother, I got as much time as you want. You ask away.
Shit. All right, so before I get into those questions, I guess what's your overall rating of the Acolyte series, like out of 10?
Out of 10? I've never actually done an out of 10 because I'm just trying to like scale it against everything, like all the other shows and that, because I've ranked them, but I've never actually done an out of 10 before. But just off the top of my head, it'd honestly be a 3 to a 4. And I know that's quite low, but it was. I'd almost put Andor above it, and I did not like Andor. I did not like Andor.
I'm so glad to hear that.
It just. Because I remember when it was getting made, I remember they sort of advertised it a bit as, you know, that HBO style show, like your Game of Thrones and that. I'm one of the few people in the world that have not actually watched Game of Thrones.
Me either.
Oh wow! Oh my god! Oh my god! I found someone. I've got an ally. And yeah, but it just did not feel like Star Wars. But I could appreciate it as, you know, as if it was a standalone show, cinematography wise, all that sort of stuff, excellent. But it just
See,
did not feel like Star Wars to me.
that's what I've heard. Like everybody's been like, it's a good show. It's just not a good Star Wars show. And to
Yeah.
me, I'm like, no, it's just not a good show. Like, sure, the visuals and all that's great, but I gotta care about the characters. I gotta care about what they're doing.
Exactly.
I already messed up. Well, there's no way for me to actually, if I had watched everything when it came out, I watched Rogue One before it, and I already didn't like Cassian or any of the people from Rogue One. So why am I going to give a shit about a show about Cassian?
Yeah, no, exactly. And like, obviously, there's no risk factor. You know what ends up happening. I know a lot of people go like crazy for Rogue One. It's not high up on my movies, like rewatchability wise or anything. I've watched it 2-3 times maybe. Yeah, look, like I've got a friend I work with who's also in Star Wars. We seem to like and dislike most of the same stuff, but he's a big Game of Thrones fan as well, and he happened to really like Andor as well. So I can sort of see that connection there. Just I suppose the different style of shows and things you like. But yeah, Andor just if I'm putting Acolyte at, you know, 3 or 4, Andor's probably like a 4 or 5, maybe.
Acolyte for me started out as a 3, but more and more I've thought about it, it's gone down to 2.5.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Honestly, that's fair enough. And I know for some people it'll be like a 9 out of 10
episodes.
Yeah.
I gotta say one thing before I get into the questions.
Yeah.
This is probably gonna get a lot of flack. I'd rather watch The Last Jedi than watch Rogue One ever again.
Really?
Like if you had a gun to my head and was like, you have to choose between these two shitty Star Wars movies, I'm watching the character assassination of Luke Skywalker over the fucking watered down version plot of A New Hope.
Yeah, look, that's fair enough, because at least The Last Jedi, I suppose, feels like Star Wars in like some crazy multiverse.
I get Force Ghost Puppet Yoda.
Yeah. Oh, hey, and now you can touch people as well with a stick. So. You know.
Hey, well, Kenobi sat down in Return of the Jedi, so why wouldn't?
That is true.
But yeah, so I guess the first question, we've already talked about Star Wars already. What got you into Star Wars?
It's a good question. Like, I've sort of thought about this in the past as well, because I don't have any specific memories of, like, you know, the very first time I watched Star Wars or anything. I just know I'm 24 now. I just know around the age of 4, because Revenge of the Sith came out about a month before I turned 5, I reckon. So it would have been around the age of 4 was when I first got into it. Watching the original trilogy was the first ones I watched, and watched them a lot. And then when I remember when Revenge of the Sith came out, and that was back in the day when obviously we didn't have streaming. We had to wait for them to come out on DVD. And I'm looking at the DVDs right now. And so you had to wait, what was it, 5-6 months for them to come out on DVD. It was a while back then.
Yeah, I think it was like 9 months back in the day.
Might have been even. Yeah, I'm trying to remember. And so when Revenge of the Sith came out, I remember I like slowly got the first the prequel trilogy DVDs as well. And we just absolutely watch it. But the other thing that I remember is like an absolute core memory to me as well is I'm not sure if you've played it or not, but the Jedi Academy 2 Jedi Outcast game with Kyle Katarn.
I'm actually playing one of the Jedi Academy. I think it is Jedi Academy.
Because I haven't even played the first one. It was just, I remember I had this computer game back when they were discs, and you put them in the PC. And played that like non-stop with my uncle. And because obviously Luke Skywalker's in that as well, and Luke Skywalker was like my absolute hero back then. And I mean still is. But so that game, along with just watching the DVDs every moment I got. I would have gone into it when I was about 4 years old. So it's been 20 years.
Dude, that's fucking crazy. I'm 24 as well, so it's been 20 years too. So fucking the original trilogy. My grandpa was watching it. I went to go bother him, and
Yeah.
It was the exact scene. I remember it. It was Kenobi
That's
and
awesome.
Vader going up to fight each other.
That's
And
awesome.
Vader said, "When I left you, I was but the learner. Now I am the
Yeah,
master.
the master.
Only a master of evil, Darth." And,
Flashes again.
bro, when the lightsabers clashed, it was over. It was over from there.
Just
And
instant
of
love.
course, he showed me the rest of the movies up until Attack of the Clones, and
Yeah.
sadly, I had to wait until 2005 to watch Revenge of the Sith, bro.
Oh,
And I didn't know anything
yeah.
about the internet, so I just well, I was
Yeah,
5.
yeah,
I wasn't being on the internet, even if we
yeah,
did have it. What happened? What happened? Well, he fell inside a
yeah.
volcano. How'd he fall inside a volcano? I need to see this.
Oh, yeah, unreal, unreal.
So, who's your favorite character in all of Star Wars?
Yeah,
Animation, comic books, video
yeah,
games, all that.
yeah. You're gonna find this is a common theme, whether it's like the movies or characters, but there's always two I just cannot split. So favorite characters, I'm not gonna try and be an absolute nerd, go into some like absolute niche character. It's Anakin and Luke, Anakin slash Vader and Luke. Luke
Fucking Anakin fans unite.
Luke was just like my absolute hero, especially like green lightsaber Luke, like Return of the Jedi is tied. I'm assuming this is gonna be one of the other questions, but Revenge of the Sith, Return of the Jedi are tied for the favorite film. So of course, Anakin and Luke are
All right, so
tied
we
for the
just
favorite
knocked out
characters.
them 2 questions at once.
I know this is gonna be coming up, so um yeah, I don't know. I think Luke is just, and that's and obviously there'd be a lot of others in the same, but I think that's why The Last Jedi hurt so much, was especially growing up. Those movies. Whether you as a kid, you're sick, having a bad day, whatever. Those were the movies I'd always watch if I had a day off school for whatever reason. I was like, you'd go back to those
Oh,
movies. So
dude.
I watched them a ridiculous amount of times, and Luke was always just a really good, he's a hero. He had a great moral compass. I think you could sort of build some values around, especially as a kid, where obviously every kid's got heroes, whether it's athletes or whatever. And then Anakin, I just absolutely love as well, because I suppose as you grow up, and we'll say mature. I don't know how mature I am, but we'll say mature. And and I suppose you sort of get it, because Revenge of the Sith, you sort of, at least I found, I gained a greater understanding of, as you hit your teens and that sort of stuff. Um, like visually, it was cool when you're a kid, but then you sort of understand the feelings and the emotions and all that in it.
Yeah. You start
And yeah, and
relating.
I yeah, and I find myself relating a lot to Anakin, like in terms of, he's quite an emotional character, and I can find myself relating to that sometimes as well. It's just whether you choose the light or the dark, I suppose. And yeah, no, I've just always, those are the two characters I think I've always either been able to relate to or look up to in a sense, I think. So yeah, those two very special.
I'm noticing a theme with the people who say that Anakin is their favorite character and just being able to relate his story to their life. And
Yeah, yeah,
I think it's beautiful because what
absolutely.
other character can you really say made such an impact on people like that aside from Luke
Mm,
Skywalker?
exactly, exactly. It'd be amazing to be George Lucas, and just I truly hope he does realize what he's. I'm sure he does, but I truly hope he does realize exactly what he's created and
Oh,
the
dude,
reach it's had.
if he were to see the clips of like Hayden and Ewan getting the freaking praise at that one celebration, I guarantee, bro, it would bring him to tears.
Yeah. Quick side note about George Lucas. I think it was about, might have been 6, 7 years ago now. It's a little while ago. He was literally just sitting at the food court in like the mall in the city, in my city, like 25 minutes away from me. It
Oh
was in the
shit.
paper. He was literally just sitting there by himself. I think he was here with his wife. She had a conference or something. He was literally just sitting there by himself eating some like takeaway noodles or something, reading the paper. If I'd just been in there that day and I just walked past and saw George freaking Lucas sitting there by himself, I don't know
Bro,
what the hell I would have done, but
I would have been too scared to walk up, bro. It felt like
I think I genuinely would have frozen. I think I genuinely would have just frozen. Like what? What?
shoot. Oh my god. I wish George would come like within like an hour from South Carolina. That would be great.
I think it's worse if you find out after that. It's just like
Oh,
what?
dude. There's one social media guy. I don't know if you watch him. His
Mm,
name's Ginger Billy, and he's kind of like a stand-up comedian type guy. Just makes a bunch of hilarious videos.
yeah,
And
yeah.
this man came through where I work at. I didn't work there at the time,
You're
but
kidding.
I was working like 5 minutes up the road, bro. And I found
Yeah.
out through a Facebook post from the dang gas station.
Oh, you're kidding.
I was like, bro, what? The worst part was is I was on break when he was there.
Oh, dude.
I was sitting in the parking lot of my job.
Oh, dude. You'd be so deflated after that.
I was.
You kidding?
Oh my god. But yeah, I just imagine George Lucas being 25 minutes away from you, bro.
Dude. I still see the photo pop up every now and then because I think it's just like become not like a meme, but it's just one of those photos that go around sometimes pop up. And it's like, most George Lucas thing ever, just sitting in like a public food court eating noodles or whatever. It's like, oh
Because I guarantee everybody who sees him is like, that's George Lucas. Do I go up to him? No, I can't bother him.
my. Yeah, of course he was wearing like the typical, like flannelette shirt and all that.
Have you
Typical
seen the
George
video
Lucas.
of him just casually walking in the background of some documentary?
Yeah. Dude's walking along the pathway. You see George Lucas just cut behind. Yeah, he like looks at the camera.
Yeah.
Imagine watching
Oh
that footage back after and be like, he was literally behind me.
man. Bro, if I was the dude like talking to the camera, I'd be kicking myself in the ass.
I'd be filthy, dude. I'd be so filthy. I'd be filthy at the cameraman. Why'd you not say something?
Yeah. Oh man. So I guess this next question,
Mhm.
I guess some people can interpret it as shitting on Disney. Some other people can consider it a good, legitimate question, like Darth Christensen. Do you consider Disney Star Wars, or essentially like an extended universe, despite whatever they put out being canon?
Yeah, it's a good question because like that's you could on ask the whole fandom, you'd probably get like a 50-50 split.
Call me Ryan Johnson.
It's a good question. Look, I'm I'm someone who I'm trying to think of the best way to describe it, but I always sort of opt for I'm trying to think of the best way to describe it. But I'm sort of someone who like if that's canon, then unfortunately I'll consider that canon. Like if that's officially canon, I'll consider that canon. If
Interesting.
some yeah, so if someone says like I know there's a lot of people out there who obviously do consider the sequels and that and yeah, who consider the sequels to be legends or whatever, and I
Which
100% get
if
that.
you I gotta say, if you like the sequels or any of the Disney stuff, more power to you. There is
Yeah,
certain stuff that I like, but unfortunately, the sequels they're not for me, and
yeah,
I got to remember that those are somebody's prequels to them. So
exactly. Because I can see, that's the thing. Like, obviously, like I despise them, but I can. But then you see photos on the red carpet, and there's little girls dressed up as Rey and with Daisy Ridley, and that's their Luke Skywalker. So it
yeah,
for all the hate we've given them or whatever. Like it does have a benefit to to other people, and obviously that will be their entrance into the saga, into the franchise. So whilst I hate them, I can also see that they've done some good. And I don't hate everything Disney have given us, not by a long shot.
Yeah,
I love a lot of the novels and comics. The games are obviously great, most of them. And there like there are stuff on screen I do like as well. 7, 8, 9, obviously not my favorite. But some of the shows, obviously Mandalorian was really good. Season 1 and 2. I didn't hate season 3 as much as other people did. Obviously, it was a bit of a drop off.
I don't see why everybody says that, man. I thought it kept up with the momentum of season 1 and 2, to be honest.
Okay, yep. I didn't hate it as much as other people. I sort of try and keep as much of an open mind as possible because I know obviously this Mandoverse is not close to being done yet with Ahsoka and we've still got Skeleton Crew to come out that's part of it and Book of Boba Fett if we get anything else there, plus Filoni's movie and that sort of thing. So I think once we get everything and it's done in the next however long it might be, 6 years or whatever. I think if we look back at it as a whole, we might look at that season as more of like a developmental season, setting up another plot line for Mando to go down or something like that. And we got a bit of Mandalorian lore and that sort of thing in it, which I thought was pretty cool. So I definitely didn't hate Mando as much. Ahsoka season 1 was not by far, but it was definitely my favorite thing Disney have done. And we spoke about it before, but obviously I know Kenobi had issues, but still top 3, top 2 for me. I loved Kenobi. Bad Batch is solid. Clone Wars season 7's good. Rebels is obviously good as well. So I don't have a problem, obviously, with everything Disney have done, but they've obviously made some big mistakes too along the way. So I try and keep as much of an open mind as possible.
It's interesting that everybody considers Clone Wars season 7. Like, yes, it was put out under Disney.
Yeah.
But Clone Wars was Cartoon Network beforehand. Like,
I know.
Y'all gotta give credit where credit's due, bro. Like,
I know. I know. Yeah, you see that meme with like director Krennic and saying like, "You stand here in the midst of my achievement." It's like Cartoon Network and Disney.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie. I know we were kind of past talking about Rogue One, but Krennic was probably like one of the only characters I actually cared about, and the blind guy who thought he was a Jedi.
Hell, the dude that plays Krennic is also an Aussie. There's quite a few Aussies in that in Star Wars.
Shit, man, why ain't you in Star Wars yet? They're obviously looking for Aussies.
Get me as a background character or something, please.
Bro, yeah, like fucking, I'll be like Samuel L. Jackson, man. Like, just put a mask running across the screen. Nobody's got to know except me.
Me,
like, just keep it in the movie. Don't cut it though. Like, don't.
Yeah.
Well, they have like that.
Yeah, they have done that a bit. Like, they've put fans and stuff like that. Well, there was a few fans, sort of like the refugees in Episode 5 of Kenobi. I think they put a few fans in as like night troopers in Ahsoka, and then like 501st in
dude,
Kenobi as well. If you got me to put on a suit, holy!
You get me to put? Well, I mean, they'd have to get a big ass, 501st armor.
So I might be a bit too tall, but like, look, I'll show you. I've got proof exactly how much taller than a clone I am. Give me 2 secs. I've got exact proof of. All right, this is how much taller than a clone I am.
Oh my god, bro!
That's how much taller than a clone I am.
Dude, how tall are you?
6'2" something. I just tell people 6'3", but 6'2" something.
I'm just chilling at like 5'9", 5'10".
You might still be taller than Tamura. I'm not actually sure.
Good lord, if I'm taller than Tamura, that's all I'd have to do is just flick the clones over, bro. Just like, doop. No, they'd fucking snap my arm before I even made the motion to flick them.
Tamura's 5'9". So you're quite similar. If you're 5'10", you're a bit taller.
Yeah, I just need to start working on the damn Sith bod, and you can take me on as his acolyte. I'll be a better one than Osha or May. I promise you that.
Get on your Vader arc.
I'll bleed the Kyber crystal the right way, not the lazy way.
Yeah, no, that annoyed me.
Bro, I didn't even notice she was actually touching the kyber crystal till I saw your post, bro.
Oh, yeah. They did it. They didn't get that part wrong, I suppose, because you do have to like have the kyber crystal exposed. But I don't like the way it was broken. Like I think it might have been you said it to me as well. Kenobi dropped his from a
How
million
high on
stories up on
Utapau?
Utapau. Yeah. And then you got her just thrown out a rock chip. I know it's made. I know like sabers are made from all different materials and stuff, but like, come on, they're a bit more durable than that. Like, come on, they're gonna get thrown and hit and stuff like that in battle.
Bro, I didn't think that it like exposed the kyber crystal on the side like it did. I thought it genuinely cracked the kyber crystal, and I was like, okay, so it takes all of a Sith's anger and emotion and power to bleed the kyber crystal, but she can just chuck it to the side and it cracks.
Yeah,
What is that? What is a lightsaber nowadays, bro? I don't understand it now.
Yeah, they're quite thick. I said it a lot, but the saber Z's and Acolyte are quite thick compared to like all the other
Dude,
ones we've seen. They're huge.
the the sabers that have already been released, like Souls and Indaras, they look so much better, like as the NeoPixel versions than the show versions, and
Yeah,
that's bad.
I find Also, I find if you can see, like I've got a few sabers behind me over there. Um, I've got a few of the Hasbro Black Series ones and Theory Sabers one. And the Theory Saber, which is obviously a bit more, 1-to-1 scale, is a lot smaller than the Black Series ones. Those Black Series ones are quite thick, and I know the Disney Parks ones are the same. They're quite thick. So
Yeah,
I'm assuming that's sort of what, the show's going off a bit there. Like there's some similarities there.
well, they made them so thick so that way they could just mass produce them like that and make the toys.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
All right, so well, you technically answered the first part of the next question earlier.
Yeah.
So I guess what's your favorite show of all Star Wars? It doesn't have to just be Disney shows. It could be,
Yep.
2D Clone Wars, freaking the Ewok show or movies or the Vintage Droid series.
Oh wow. Um Look, Clone Wars is obviously going to be an insanely obvious answer and probably the most common one because Clone Wars is very good. Um, in terms of like getting any actual, the Clone Wars was really good, but didn't get the sort of emotion out of me like Ahsoka or Kenobi did. And that's probably because we grew up I grew up with the live action actors and that.
Yeah.
Um, So you see, seeing Hayden and Ewan back as Obi-Wan, Anakin, Vader, and then Hayden back again as Anakin and Ahsoka at the end of episode 4. There was yeah. So
Oh,
it was not because I knew. So quick story about that because all the rumors were saying episode 5. Episode 5 is going to be the one to look out for. So I remember going in episode 4 because and the Acolyte as well. They come out in the mornings for us here in Australia, so like 10:30 my time in the morning. And that I remember after episode 5, they had that Masters and Apprentices short special thing on Disney Plus schedule. It was going to be after episode 5. So everyone's like, okay, we're getting Anakin in episode 5. The morning that episode 4 came out, I checked my Twitter notifications or whatever when I woke up. I was sort of like half asleep and didn't really register it. But I saw they'd moved it from the next Friday to the Friday after episode 4. Did not think about it twice. Did not register with me at all. And then obviously watch it, and then you hear snips, and then you see Anakin pop up. I was like, okay, that if I paid more attention, I would have known there's probably something coming up today. But yeah, no, that was unreal. I think I got my reaction somewhere, but yeah, that was unreal.
dude, I don't remember who said it or where I heard this rumor about episodes 4 and 5 of Ahsoka, but that
Mhm.
it was going to be a 2-part, or like the ending of episode 4 was going to start episode 5, and it was going to be like, what if Ahsoka had gone to Mustafar?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And when I
Thing,
seen Hayden show up, bro, I tried not to look at leaks because I got a real bad habit of,
yeah.
okay, well, this is gonna happen. Like, oh, well, like I don't listen to like, I mean, like I'll watch videos of people talking about it, but I try to take like what they say, like, oh well, this could happen, this could happen. Like I take that with a very low grain of salt because I like Ahsoka. I got my hopes up really high for like, oh, this is gonna be the best show ever, and yes, it was amazing.
Yeah.
But I felt like they could have done more, and
Oh yeah.
I did have some
Yeah.
problems with it.
Yeah. No,
Oh,
that's 100%
Mr. Qui-Gon
understandable.
Jinn being the only person aside from all the people in the acolyte now to die from a lightsaber stab.
I that's one I can sort of defend. Like I can kind of understand that one a little bit more because it was it was to the side
Yeah,
and they were
that
literally like
immediate
a minute away.
help.
Yeah. So I can kind of understand that a little bit more. But as like the overall meme, like I get it. Like there's a growing list of people surviving these lightsaber stabs. Reva twice. But yeah, no,
Yeah,
for
no,
the
we
overall
don't.
meme, I 100% understand it.
Yeah, we don't talk about Goddess Reva. Where
Because yeah,
everybody else in the Star Wars universe is peasants compared to her.
she was. I
Anakin,
felt so bad for Moses Ingram there because she was. I think like she's doing. She's got a show or a movie coming out with Natalie Portman at the moment. They're doing like a press tour for it. I
oh
think she is
shit,
yeah. I think she is like an amazing actress. I think, but I just think the role she was given sort of failed her a bit. I think
yeah,
she did like the best to her abilities. But I think just the way she was written was to come off annoying because that's how the other Inquisitors perceived her.
yeah.
Um, yeah. So no,
People are
I
still
yeah.
going out and attacking the fucking actual actors and shit.
I
Like,
hate that. I hate that shit, dude. That is like one of my absolute pet hates. I absolutely hate it.
dude, I'm not gonna lie. Like the other day, I came across Daisy Ridley's Instagram, and
Yeah,
I went to go check it out, and I was expecting to see so much fucking hate towards her,
yeah.
bro.
No,
No, it's people like, "Yo, you look great. I hope life's treating you good. Like,
that's good.
your
That's good.
work is amazing, and whatever like you did after Star Wars." I'm like,
That's
"Yo."
good. Yeah, yeah. No, I like seeing that stuff. I like seeing.
I'm
Yeah,
not gonna lie, it brought a smile to my face.
yeah. No, I like seeing that stuff because yeah, I never blame the actors or anything. I think they'll do the best job possible, like to their abilities. I think it's always on the writing and the direction the show goes in. So
Unless
they can
it's
only
1 through 6. We don't blame
unless
the
it's that they are
writers
perfect.
or sure that nobody talks like that, but look at the way people talk in real life. Come on, man.
Then a galaxy far, far away. We don't know about it.
So this is a non-Star Wars question.
Ooh,
What
yeah.
is your favorite non-Star Wars hobby?
My favorite non-Star Wars hobby. Well, I'm big into my sport, so gym, basketball, and I play a lot of. I'm sure have you guys heard of Aussie Rules over there? I always love seeing videos of Americans reacting to like Aussie Rules
No,
highlights.
what the hell is that?
Okay, so that's our football. That's Aussie football. But I think a way to it's almost like a combination. I know a lot of the times we say Aussie rules and Americans and that seem to think rugby. It's a little bit. It's got a bit of rugby in it, a bit of like your football, like NFL, and I suppose maybe a little bit of soccer. But it's all sort of rolled into one. Um, and yeah, we don't wear padding. That's always the thing. I
Oh
hear you guys
shit.
are most shocked that we don't wear padding. Um,
Y'all are just
and
built
yeah.
different over there, huh? We gotta
You
be. You
definitely
gotta
get
fight off the damn Geonosian damn.
you definitely get injured, but yeah, no, sport is definitely whether it's playing or going to watch my favorite teams or whatever. Sport's definitely yeah, my biggest non-Star Wars hobby for sure.
Oh yeah, man.
After this, when you get some time, look up just like some Aussie Rules highlights or something. That's like a big thing. I see a lot of like American YouTubers doing it, like reacting to Aussie Rules highlights because I love watching their reactions. They're always so shocked at the no padding and just like yeah, it's very random. Anything can happen at like any point.
I'm definitely gonna watch it when
Yeah,
I get done with this.
yeah, nah, do it.
Sounds very
It's unreal.
interesting.
It's unreal.
And our last question,
Yep.
this is a non-Star Wars question. What's your favorite non-Star Wars movie and or TV show?
And or TV show. Look, I don't mind the Marvel franchise, but if we get into like actual series, look, The Office is insanely rewatchable for me.
UK or US version?
US.
Gotta always ask, man. Never know.
You never know. There is always someone that's on the UK one. Yeah, no, the US version is absolutely insane, and it's incredibly rewatchable. I can get to the end of it and I'll rewatch it again straight away. I just got off 2 rewatches in a row like a couple weeks ago. Yeah, no, the Office is absolutely up there for me. Movies, I always go through phases, and it's normally actors. So like I'm always a big fan of like comedy movies. So like Adam Sandler movies, I absolutely love.
Dude.
I love Adam Sandler movies, man. Yeah, I went through a bit of an Adam Sandler phase a while ago watching all the because I remember as a kid, like watching Happy Gilmore, Billy Madison, Mr. Deeds, Baby Daddy.
Today, Junior. I'm not making fun of people with stutters. That's a damn line from the movie. Everybody go watch it. What movie? I don't know. You got to go watch all of
You gotta go
Adam
watch it.
Sandler's movies to fucking figure it out.
Yeah. 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 No, I'm a big comedy guy. A bit of action in that, but no, I'm a big comedy guy. So yeah, any comedy I'm normally pretty into.
Hell yeah. So, I don't know if you've ever seen the movie, but Starship Troopers, the first one, you need to give that movie a watch. That
Okay, yeah. I haven't heard of
dude,
it. Yeah, right.
is it is so fucking funny. Like it's
Yeah.
absolutely hilarious. It's Space Marines versus bugs, bro. Like basically
That's
it's
nuts.
the original Hell Divers.
Oh, really? That's nuts. That's nuts.
But yeah, that's about all the questions that I normally ask guests on the podcast.
Too
Typically,
easy, man.
if we didn't ramble on, the video would be like 10 minutes long, if that.
Yeah, have fun editing. Have fun editing.
Oh shoot. This is one of the ones I don't think I really have to edit. Just cut the clip in the beginning and the end and upload it.
It's so easy to get lost in time, dude. Like, yeah, when I'm doing like the stream I normally do with my mate Isaac here. Yeah, like we're talking like reading people's comments, talking to people and that, and you look up and like an hour and a half, 2 hours have gone by, and it's like, yeah, where'd the time go?
Bro, that was me and Darth Christensen when I
Yeah,
did his video.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh man. All right. Well, where can we find you at, Jesse? What medias of social are you on?
Oh, you can find me here and there. I'm on the YouTubes. I'm on Instagram. They're definitely my 2 main ones. But I'm also on Twitter and the good old TikTok as well.
All the links that I'll find will be in the description, so y'all don't have to worry about that. Just click them, and it'll bring you right to his beautiful pages.
Appreciate that, my guy.
Well, man, thank you for being on the show. That was
It was.
insane. That was insanely fun. I'm not gonna
That
lie.
was awesome. Nah, that was awesome. Any chance to talk about Star Wars? I'm all ears.
Well,
I could
anytime you
ramble
want
for
to
hours.
hop back on the podcast, bro, just let me know. We'll work something
Brother,
out.
anytime you want me, brother, let me know. I'll be there.
But I've been up all night. I'm working. I'm gonna go. I gotta edit yesterday's ranking video.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
then
You're on the
I'm
grind.
getting me some damn sleep. So
Sounds
may
like a
the
plan.
force or the thread be with everybody and have a good one. Peace.